bearings. So bearings are similar to angles, although where an angle is a rotation around a point, a bearing is the description of the turning of a direction. So if you're facing north here and you're wanting to go in this direction to this point, it's the angle where you are facing. So very similar, but bearings is between 2 points, whereas an angle is around a single point. And there are 3 rules that we need to know for bearings when we are describing the degrees of turn, and they are: you've got to start facing north. So wherever your starting point is, you face north. Have to face north. You've got to rotate clockwise, and you've got to have 3 digits. And these 3 things make it really easy and clear to understand. So people like pilots and people on ships can really understand exactly what you mean and the direction you are heading in. The last thing, a key point I find, is in questions, in descriptions, look for the word of. Now, when you see of, the next word is the destination, and when you see from, the next word is your starting point. So, for example, if I go from Tesco's to Asda, I'm starting from Tesco's. That's my starting point. Same with bearings, but it's a little bit more confusing because often your starting point is your second place mentioned. Let's look now at just this question, just to summarize what I mean. The bearing of the lighthouse, so we circle of and the lighthouse, from the ship is 250 degrees. So we're starting from the ship. So we start here. I'll put a little mark there. And we have to face north. Now this arrow has already been drawn for us. There's our north line. And then we measure the degree of turn to turn clockwise to the lighthouse. So how you do that, you get your protractor. You put the center of your protractor on your point. Make sure it's pointing north. We've got zeros on north here. And then you clock your degree of turn, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. all the way around here. Oh, just moved it. All the way around here to 250. So the degree of turn from a starting point facing north to the direction you want to go in to the lighthouse is 250 degrees. And if I just show that, if we go from the lighthouse to the ship, our north is here. And our angle is, from there, turn towards the ship, 70 degrees. Okay, so the angle is 70 degrees, but the bearing would be 0, 70. That's the bearing of the ship from the lighthouse. And the reason I'm showing you this one is because what you realise is that if that's the direction to go from the lighthouse to the ship, to go from the ship to the lighthouse, all you're doing is the same direction, so that's 0, 70, and you're adding 180 to go the reverse way. So I often, if I'm going the reverse way, so from the ship to the lighthouse, like the question asks, I'll often extend this line, and you know that this angle here is 70 degrees because it's the same direction, and these are corresponding angles as well. And then you turn 180 to go backwards to get your result. So once you actually know the original bearing from start to finish, to turn back, you just add 180 degrees. So 70 add 180, and there we get our 250 degrees. And that is the basics of it.